Now, many of us are returning from our summer holidays. I wonder if sometime soon we could be flying from South Yorkshire again, because Doncaster Sheffield Airport is a step forward for plans to get itself reopened, with South Yorkshire's Mayor announcing that he's ready to release £160 million to pay for the mothballed terminal to be reopened. Now, it's not a done deal yet. Council leaders in South Yorkshire have to back the plan at a meeting next week, but it is the closest that Doncaster has come to getting its airport back since the terminal closed in November 2022. Our transport correspondent Spencer Stokes is in Sheffield tonight. Spencer, tell us more.
Yes, it's looking more likely, Amy, that Doncaster Airport will reopen. South Yorkshire's Mayor Oliver Coppard announcing in this building behind me a couple of hours ago that he will fund the reopening. It all hinges on a meeting next week of South Yorkshire Mayoral Combined Authority. They are expected to back the plan, and when that happens, £160 million of public money will go over to Doncaster Council. Doncaster Council will then oversee the reopening of the airport over a course of about 3 years' time. Now, that is public money that could have been used for any number of things in South Yorkshire, but Oliver Coppard says reopening the airport is a good use of the money. Not only will it get planes flying again, he says it will grow the economy in South Yorkshire, create jobs, and make South Yorkshire a centre for sustainable aviation. I've been chatting with him this afternoon, and he also told me that in time he thinks the airport will economically be able to stand on its own 2 feet.
Since DSA closed, we've done a load of work to understand exactly what that opportunity looks like, but also what the risks look like. And what we know is it provides a significant return to the economy of South Yorkshire, but also it provides huge opportunities, and it's a great strategic fit with what we want to do. I want to put South Yorkshire at the forefront of advanced manufacturing, of sustainable aviation, and you can't do that without that airport site being unlocked. That's why it's such a big opportunity.
Do you think there will come a time when public funding isn't needed to support the airport?
Of course, yeah. Well, it has to, doesn't it? Because ultimately we're committing a certain amount of money to this project, I hope, next week. That's what I'm backing. That money is not never ending. So, of course, we want the airport to get to that point where it's thriving, standing on its own 2 feet. That's why we've done so much work over the last number of months to make sure it does return those opportunities to our communities. And that's why I can now say I'm going to back it next week.
Spencer, what many people will be asking is, when can we go on our summer holidays from that airport?
Yes, Doncaster's Mayor Ros Jones had talked about next year, 2026, as the date when flights would return. That may well be the case, but they won't be passenger-carrying flights. Oliver Coppard saying that 2028 is a much more realistic date, so still 3 years away. And according to one aviation expert we've been talking to today, that just reflects the state of the market, the fact that it takes a long time to bring airlines in. And also Doncaster faces lots of rivals. It's a competitive area to open an airport in. This is what he was telling me earlier today.
Industry experience tells me, unfortunately, that it is going to be an enormous challenge. It didn't close for nothing, and we've got the backdrop of the pandemic, the challenges that came from that. We have all sorts of geopolitical challenges. Who knows where we are in the economic cycle in 2 or 3 years' time. The airport itself faces enormous competition. Up the road is Leeds Bradford, down the M1 is East Midlands Airport, and of course across the Pennines is Manchester. So the challenge is significant.
So 3 years since Doncaster Sheffield Airport closed, 3 years since Peel left the site. And it's been a long journey to get to this point, but still another 3 years to go until those baggage carousels are turning again and planes are taking off into the skies above South Yorkshire.